Computer in here is so annoyingly slow.
That's always
Yeah.
I've been having that problem with my own computer. My work computer doesn't have that issue because it doesn't have as much stuff on it.
Oh
And I'm
yeah.
not
Yeah.
sharing it with my husband, so it's the same amount of
It saves
space,
you.
and he's not on it, so that helps
Yeah.
a lot. I do need to.
So the last time we met was May the 25th, so 3 months ago. Yeah. So how have you been since then? Busy?
Very busy. Yeah, so I was in Utah for all of July.
Oh.
Residency for the training program
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was really, really good.
Good.
Yeah, super, super powerful.
And how was your mental health during the program, the training? Oh.
We were so busy. It was, like, yes, I missed my husband and my dog. That's who I am as a person.
Away from home, right?
Yeah, exactly. But there was a woman who lived like 5 minutes from me, and we were driving together every day.
Oh.
Because I drove out. Well, my husband drove with me, and he flew back, but then I drove back all by myself.
I hate driving long distances.
I thought I did too.
Yeah.
Turns out I'm great at it.
You are. So did you come but drive yourself back?
Yeah, I drove home 2,700 miles.
Wow, good job.
Yeah.
It's something I've never done.
4 days.
Wow.
First day I did 12 hours, and then my husband's like, we're not going to do that again. I'm like, why not? So.
Yes. Okay.
He's a little overprotective, which is very sweet.
Yeah. So meaning in July you felt like you were stressed or busy, but
busy,
productive.
But what we were doing was so valuable and so useful, and we had a cohort of 20 other women, and most of our instructors were women. So we built community really quickly.
Yes.
And
of course, when women meet,
Right.
yeah, we
Like,
we quarrel quickly, but build quickly.
Yeah, and we didn't quarrel much, which was interesting because
Good.
we disagreed on things.
Obviously.
Yeah, right. Especially when you're talking about educational pedagogy, like.
Yes.
But we had really great ground rules in place and for how we wanted to communicate. And
Yeah.
That
That
helped.
helped. Awesome. So busy means you were productive at the same time.
Yeah.
So how do you see or find your current medications? Still doing what it's supposed to do?
I think it's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that I don't know that I notice any difference when I take the propranolol and when I don't. Like at all.
Then maybe don't take it for some time to see
I did
if
that, and it didn't make a difference. So I started taking it again because it was bothering me that there was a bottle that was just existing.
No, don't worry about that. Except that I will not send a script for
Well, right, yes. Don't send a script.
I will not
I'll
send.
probably finish it.
I will not send a script for propranolol if it's not being taken or if you have enough.
I don't think it's useful.
And it's to be taken as needed. But if you feel like you're not using it, there's no need sending a script on that.
Right. Yeah.
So I can also discontinue it from your list because
do that.
I prefer minimum medications than.
Same.
Yeah.
Keep it low and effective.
Yes. So I'll discontinue propranolol then.
Yeah.
And then keep the Adderall and and then the citalopram or the Celexa. All right.
I was starting to run low on that.
The Celexa?
Yeah, when I was in Utah, and so I split it in half. Because I was like, I'd rather
take
and
it
that's
low.
actually been working really well.
Okay.
I'm not sure that I've noticed a significant difference between the 10 and the 20.
Because we've significantly kind of increased your Adderall dose as time goes on, and you've still been the same as Celexa.
Right.
So probably things are working out with the increased dose of Adderall, probably. So you can maybe keep taking the 15 milligrams of the Celexa to see how the anxiety goes.
Right.
If you don't have to take the 30, we can cut it.
I don't think the Celexa is impacting the anxiety at all.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like it's really working.
No.
So how is your anxiety level lately?
It depends on the day.
How the weather is,
but
right?
It's not great.
It's not great still.
No, it's not great. We've been doing some pretty intense work in therapy, so that's definitely some of it. I've only taken Valium once since I got back from which
Yeah.
was the beginning of August.
So
So that's encouraging.
yes, because you're not taking the diazepam frequently.
No,
Kind
I'm
of.
not. I took it more frequently when I was away
Okay. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I was
New
away
environment
and
and
I
all that.
had no husband and no dog. And so like I wasn't sleeping.
Yes.
And then like we'd start to work on, because part of the what Montessori believed was that the spiritual preparation of the teacher was
Mhm.
really important.
Yeah,
So
it is.
some of what we were doing was intense work.
Do you need some fan?
No,
Is it hot here? Okay.
it's fine.
Okay.
So there were some days when we got to lunch and I was like, I would like some Valium to get through the rest of this.
So does that mean your anxiety is normally triggered by situations instead of kind of randomly striking? Like you get nervous,
Maybe.
triggered.
I don't know. We're
Yeah.
trying to figure that out.
Yeah, you need to kind of figure that out.
Yeah, I started figuring that out.
And that can help. And in that case, if you get triggered, maybe speaking in public, meeting.
No, speaking in public's fine.
Yeah,
That's one thing I can always do. Like,
exactly.
throw me up in front of a bunch of people, put me in the pulpit. That's easy.
Okay, so
Which is weird for
mhm,
someone with anxiety. But
yes. So if you can maybe start a journal to see
no,
what probably started or what
No.
caused it.
no,
You can't.
no, I can't.
You will not remember.
Yeah.
Mm.
And by the time that I notice that I'm anxious, it's too late for me to figure out why.
What happened?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
that's one of the biggest challenges.
Yeah. I wish you could kind of figure out what triggers it.
I know.
Is it
I'm
maybe
working on
stress?
it. I don't know. Working on it.
Yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't really know what we should be targeting.
Yeah, right. I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I think that increasing the Adderall helped a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yes. When we moved up from
Yeah,
the
when we moved
20
that
to
30,
30
that
is
was a
helping.
significant change.
Yeah. Yes, the Adderall actually does help decrease anxiety because you
Right.
don't feel too stressed and you are productive,
Right.
so you don't feel the backlog
And I
that
remembered what I'm doing.
exactly.
Like when I go downstairs to get something from the washing machine, I actually
No,
do that
exactly.
and don't wander around the basement wondering why I'm there.
So the increase has been helpful and
Yeah, for
definitely
sure.
it would decrease the anxiety
Yeah.
level, but still let's find out what
And
causes it.
working on harder things in therapy
Yeah.
increases it too. So like,
If you're doing the EMDR,
no,
yes.
I'm not. Thank God. Did that
Okay.
once. That was a bad joke.
And how about depressive symptoms? Do you feel like it's currently a problem, an issue?
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe like feeling sad. That one, if loneliness has no medications, but
Yeah,
if
right.
there's no sadness, no crying spells.
No, never.
Okay. So
But that's true. Like across the board, I've never had crying spells. Like I go numb.
yeah,
First.
okay. So meaning depression isn't that a big deal. But
Yeah.
there's good news here though but before we come to the report actually, how has your sleep and appetite been? Since we increased Adderall
Sleep's
to
a hot
30.
mess, but it's always been a hot mess. Like that's not different.
So your sleep is not that great.
My sleep's never been great.
Never been great.
It's better when I take the melatonin.
Okay, why don't you take it every other day?
Well, because I forgot to buy some when I ran out.
Okay.
And then I go to TJ Maxx and I'm like, oh, yeah, but that's the wrong one.
Oh, yeah.
They've got two.
So if you want to take the melatonin, take it every other day if you want to be consistent.
Every other day.
Every other
Not
day.
every day.
Not every day.
Okay. That works really well.
Your body produces melatonin too.
Right.
So if you take it every day, you shut your production down.
Oh, interesting.
So take it every other day and then
Okay.
allow your body to do the work the next
Yeah.
day, and then you take the pill the other day.
Okay.
That don't take it every day. It doesn't.
Okay.
It stops working
Oh,
when you take it every day.
Okay.
For some point, it's like it's no longer working. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you shut yours down too.
Okay.
So
That makes sense.
take the melatonin. And how about your appetite? You feel like
It's fine.
it's fine, regular? Okay. All right. So let's move on to your test result, which is your executive functioning, your current executive functioning. I'm really happy to see these results. So your activation is grouped into six groups. Yeah. So activation, which includes your organization, prioritization, and all that, you scored a 51, surprisingly. So the highest, the grades start from 70 and above means significant problem.
Okay.
60, between 60, 69 is moderate problem. And then 50, 55 to 59 is kind of somewhat a problem. So you scored a 51 at activation, which is organizing, prioritizing, and focusing, kind of doing work. When it comes to your focusing and sustaining attention or shifting attention from one task to the other, you scored the lowest, which is 49. So meaning your focus and attention is good.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's interesting.
I don't feel like it's great.
Maybe you
But also like
higher goals for yourself.
I can hyper-focus too. So like
that is it.
Knowing what hyper-focus is like, I feel like regular focus is.
Yeah. So your focus and attention or sustaining that attention, because if you hyper focus, so it's sustained,
right,
and fixated until you are done. So that is why you scored a 49, which is the lowest and is great in my opinion. And then your efforts, kind of regulating your alertness if you're doing something, and if you hyper focus, you scored a 53 as well, which is also somewhat a problem, but not a big deal.
Yeah.
Your emotions, how do you manage frustrations? You scored a 51, which is also somewhat a problem, not really a big deal.
Yeah,
so
pretty
good.
It has to be when you teach preschool.
Exactly. Yep.
Because you know, you look at a room full of preschoolers and you're like, I could lose my shit.
You can lose it.
And you're like, all right, friends, I am starting to feel frustrated because of X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
I need us all to work on these
Perfect.
things. And it's fine.
Yeah.
Because like they know if I say I'm frustrated, I mean it.
You mean it. Yep. And then you are assertive. It's like, this is what I need. And I've been telling my nurse practitioner students, those I teach, and I'm like, learn to be assertive.
You have to.
Build that boundary.
Who you're working with.
Be clear of your expectations.
Yes.
And it helps.
It's
actually
essential for all humans. Like if other people know what it is that you want or need, then they can help you get it.
Exactly. So how to manage your frustrations, I think you're doing a great job there too. You scored a 51, which is not a big deal. Memory, recalling or accessing information, you scored a 51, which is also somewhat. So you are doing well. Action, monitoring and self-regulating your emotions or self-regulating your actions, you scored a 54, which happened to be the highest score, although still somewhat a problem, but not a big deal. And your overall is 52. So meaning your medication is working great, correct? For sure.
Absolutely.
Yes, so I agree with that, because this executive functioning test actually also helps me to evaluate the effectiveness of the current medication. Right. So if you come and crying, I want more Adderall, I'll be like, girl, no.
I don't want more Adderall. In a year, probably I will, because that's sort of what our track record's been.
Yeah.
Is it?
Most of the time, you can get to a therapeutic level and stay there for years.
God willing.
Yeah. So since at a 30, probably we may not have to increase it. You may stay there for years and it will still do the same thing. But I would recommend you skip some days.
I do.
Yes.
For sure.
How many days do you skip in a week?
At least one, two.
That's not bad. 2 would be great, because if you're not.
Sometimes I forget.
Okay.
Like legitimately forget.
Okay.
I always skip it on Saturdays.
Exactly, yes. So on the days that you don't feel like you're busy and all that, skip it.
Yeah.
The goal is that we don't want your system to be dependent on it.
Exactly. And so there's been like, a stretch since I've been home where I'm just like, there's actually nothing that really requires my best focus today. I don't need to take it.
Exactly, yes.
And so I don't.
Yeah. So when it comes to the side effect from your current medications, I think your appetite is regular fine, so no problem there. But your sleep, you said, has been a consistent issue.
It's always
even
been
before you started the Adderall?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing has changed.
Okay.
With it.
So
except when I take melatonin, and then I'm like, oh wait, this is okay.
Okay. So sleep has been the same, but take melatonin to solve that.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to what do you call it? Diversion. Giving the medication to other people or sharing with your husband is a no-no.
Oh God, no.
Or sharing with
Absolutely
other
not. Yeah,
people.
no.
Using it more than you need.
Yeah.
We are supposed to also talk about it to make sure or remind you that you don't sell the arrow, you don't also
People do
misuse.
that?
Oh yeah, you don't misuse
No,
it.
that's mine.
I am supposed to actually do urine draw screen at least every 3 months, every 6 months, but I don't.
Okay.
What I do is I count the pills.
Right.
And how do I count it? I'm not in your home.
Right.
I double check from
Right.
when did
know
you
what
pick
you
it?
prescribed and then.
When did you pick it from the pharmacy? I get the information from
Of
here.
course.
The pharmacy can also notify me you were there to
Right.
pick it 10 days earlier.
Right.
Then I'll be like, okay. Last night someone sent me a message and said, can you send my Adderall earlier? I'm like, hell no. You picked
Well,
it.
so one thing that was interesting was like while I was gone, I was like I just didn't want to screw around with like having to get to the pharmacy, and I was like, I still have 20s left.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna bring the 20s with me,
Yeah.
and
That's smart. And
that'll
they
be
work.
fine.
Yeah.
You know, like there were days when I was in residency that I took 20, and it was
Yeah.
not the best, but
Yeah.
also like I knew what we were going to be doing that day, and I knew that I didn't need to be taking notes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
So,
that helped
I
at least.
definitely made sure I had 30s for the driving home. Like,
Exactly. Yes.
I was taking Adderall while I was driving across the country. You better believe it.
And that's great.
But then when I stopped to see my stepmom,
Mhm.
I didn't take one that day because like we were just playing in
Yeah,
the office. And
Yeah, so I do the pill count and
Right.
I said, hell no, I'm not sending you any early script because you picked it just 15 days ago. And you know what? It's even for her kid who is 10 years old.
what?
So does that mean you're
So-
taking it with your
Right.
son?
Yeah.
Or
What?
why do
Yeah,
you
that's
need
nuts.
a refill 15 days away?
You don't.
And I said, hell no, girl.
Right.
The pharmacy will not even give it to you, and I'm not going to give them a
Right.
note to give it to you earlier.
Right.
There's no, and school has even closed. So your
Right.
son is not even using it every day. So,
Shouldn't be using it every day. He's not in school.
yeah.
Oh,
So,
that's frustrating.
so I count it and have to make sure that no one is getting more
Of
than they
course.
need. And the
Right.
pharmacists are also on top of it because we don't want the stimulants to
No.
be on the street.
No.
Yeah.
No, we don't. We really don't.
Yeah.
Like, that's scary.
There are people who really need it,
Right.
and there are others who just want to mess up with it.
That's
So it makes our work difficult.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I'm really grateful for it. I'm like, I didn't know my brain worked like this.
Yeah.
Like,
Until you started
like
the
that's
Adderall.
really interesting. Like,
Yeah.
I can go from my bedroom to the kitchen to do something, and then go down to the basement to get like sheets in the dryer, and come back upstairs. You know, like grab my cup of coffee, and then go all the way back upstairs and make the bed.
Awesome. Yeah.
Like that didn't used to happen.
Yeah.
The sheets might make it to the first floor of the house, but they certainly wouldn't make it onto the bed
Right.
until the end of the day, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, they'd have to make it on.
So you are really doing well on your current dosages.
Yeah. For sure.
And yeah. So keep it up.
My GP wanted to know if you wanted to take over prescribing the Valium.
Oh, sure. If she wants me to take
She was
over.
like, I'd be happy not to prescribe that. I'm like, yeah,
I
bet you would.
know. The primary care providers don't
Yeah.
like handling mental health medications.
No.
And
She's been happy to because it was prescribed initially by my GP who I'd been seeing
Yeah.
since I was tiny. And then I had a psychiatrist I was working with in high school. And so she was like, listen, you have a decent track record with this. That's fine.
Yeah. You are not misusing it or anything. However, I told you first time we met that I really don't like giving it out to
I know.
patients. Why? Because I get emails every day. Some people asking, can you take me off the stupid medication the stupid psychiatrist placed me on years ago? Why? Because their body has become dependent on it. They
Right.
can't stop. They can't
Right.
go up. They can. So it's crazy.
Yeah,
So
for
why
sure.
would I put someone on such a medication that
Right,
in the future
exactly.
they will be fighting to stop? But if you have someone who normally would take maybe once a week, fine.
Yeah.
But I will not give you 30 though. I will give you maybe 10, 15 for a month, which is also
Oh, yeah.
the
I
sum.
think that you've, in the past, given me a script for 30, and
Yes.
then that usually lasts me 3 to 6, 9 months.
I actually sent a
Like-
script for you in May.
Yeah, I don't need any right now.
Right.
But if, like with my GP, she needs me to like sign something. I don't know if you need the same.
Sign release or
So I don't know what it is.
it's a contract that you are not
something,
going
yeah.
to misuse the
Yeah.
controlled medications and
Yeah.
you are not going to abuse them.
Right.
It's
That's
something that I
exactly what it is.
have to start doing,
Okay.
but I talk about it in an appointment every time
Yeah.
too.
Right.
But maybe a document someone can sign and still sell anyway. But those are
Yeah,
all
right.
kind of
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
yes.
so that's what
So
she's-
giving you
she's been
30
doing.
for 3 months, yes, is something that I can do.
Right.
But wouldn't want you to take the Valium or diazepam every day.
No.
That
no.
one, nope, I
No.
don't do that.
There was
So-
a time in my life that was necessary. I'm really glad it's not anymore.
It's not anymore because currently you are even taking the Arrow has come to add to it and it's helping a
Right,
lot.
exactly.
So yeah.
Yeah, like there was a time when I was taking Klonopin that I would take a milligram in the morning, a milligram midday
Yeah.
at the nurse,
Yeah.
and then 2 at night.
Yeah.
And
So you
like,
seem to be doing
I'm
much
glad I
better.
got off that
Yeah.
because
it's not.
that was not great. The Valium actually is much better.
It does help with sleep for some people mostly.
I
So
don't notice help with sleep,
it doesn't?
but it takes the edge off,
Mm,
and I feel like me.
okay.
Whereas with the Klonopin, I
Did
like
not.
there was a nice fuzzy blanket in my brain. I liked it,
Yes.
but when my oral surgeon prescribed Valium, he prescribed a lot because, well, so here's the thing. I was freaked out
Mhm.
about
Oh,
getting
yeah.
my wisdom teeth out. And he was like, you're going to take some at night, you're going
Yeah.
to take some in the morning, and
Before.
then you're going to take some right before you come in.
Yeah.
And he couldn't get an IV on me
Mhm.
except in my hand. And so
Yeah.
he did it with me awake,
Okay.
which he was not thrilled about
Yeah.
because he doesn't do that.
I normally prescribe people
But it's fine.
Ativan or those. Ativan is mostly what I do if they have dentist appointment
Yeah.
and are freaking out. I just give it to them, maybe 2 tablets.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
I
and
think
then-
I took 40 milligrams of Valium
Mm-hmm.
twice
So,
because he couldn't
wow.
get the IV. So we had to reschedule.
Yes. So that one I do. I'm not too stingy, but is it needed? Yes, I will do it. I
Right.
give it to people to travel, especially if they are
Right.
um
Oh, yeah.
they
And
freak out flying.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Right.
oh, take some Ativan. If you're walking alone, it's difficult because you may be too sleepy, drowsy. But if you're with someone, you can take some Ativan
Right,
and fly. I
And
can
that's
do
the
that
thing I like
too.
about the Valium is
Yeah.
that it takes the edge off, but I don't have any like noticeable.
Sedation.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're doing okay.
Yeah.
There's no need changing anything.
Yeah.
We will still continue your current doses, which is the
Yeah.
Adderall 30 milligrams,
Yep.
the Celexa. Now you say you are splitting, but whatever you want to do, I would
Yeah.
agree if you keep the 15 to see if it's still doing what it's supposed to do, then you don't need a 30.
Right.
We can come back down to 15.
But it's also almost winter.
Okay, yeah.
So like
You're right.
maybe we should wait
Yeah.
on going down to 15 until like
I will
the
still
sun
keep
comes back.
I'll still keep the 30 on
Okay,
on
perfect.
file. And then the diazepam, if your primary care provider wants me to take it over, sure, I'm more than happy to. And then the propranolol, I will discontinue it. All right.
Sounds like a plan.
Yes. So since we are not changing anything and there isn't any big deal, your executive functioning is great. I would actually not see you until 3 months.
Okay. Let's actually make that appointment now.
Do you want me to schedule it now for
I
you?
am notorious for
Forgetting?
well, the system sends me texts, and I'm like, no, I don't think it's time yet.
Yeah, mostly it's actually my fault because
okay.
mostly your insurance wants me to
Right.
put a date down.
Yeah.
So
no,
the
it's
moment
fine.
I put maybe in 2 months, 3 months, I just make a rough 3 months,
Yeah.
not exact. So if you schedule earlier, the set that I did will still continue to remind you,
Right.
even though you
It's
have
fine.
already scheduled, which is annoying.
I just ignore the text 90% of the time.
Please
And then
do.
I'm like, oh, I should maybe schedule that.
I wish I can do it in a different way to not upset
So
people.
November.
September, October. So November, what day, what time do you feel like?
I can do early morning or I can do afternoon, like 4-ish.
So, then let's see, Tuesday the 21st.
I have therapy on Tuesdays.
Okay, so if it's a Wednesday,
Yeah.
I start from 9 to 1:30 on Wednesdays. So Wednesday the 22nd, what?
Wait, I don't have school on the 22nd.
Okay, so does that
That's
work?
exciting.
Does that work for you?
Yeah, that works real well.
So, so did you say at noon or morning?
Yeah, sure, noon's fine.
Morning, 9 a.m. is also open.
Yeah, whatever.
All
Whatever's
right.
easy for you.
No, I'm fine.
Yeah, same. I'm like,
So noon, 12 noon?
let's do earlier because it's
9
the
o'clock.
day before Thanksgiving. We've got cooking to do, don't we?
I know. So 9 a.m. then?
Yeah, sure.
9 a.m. on the 22nd, which is a
Yeah.
Wednesday. All right. So you get the test notification, and it's not going to remind you, especially if you do it this way. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not going to put a date.
Okay, super.
So that will be great. You get a text.
Yes.
Any?
My insurance has changed. Thank God I remembered.
Can you take a photo,
Yeah, I can do it.
front and back,
Yep.
of the card and